The next race on the program was the Open Women's 8 kilometre race, and it was a very, very good race between a number of our leading runners. Martine Daniliuc from Athletics Essendon took the lead fairly early, with Susie Michelsson running with her, Kate Seibold-Crosbie and Renata Wiss, and this was the opening group. Martine put the pressure on the other runners and started to extend her lead, and gaps began to open. So Martine, as the race progressed, got further and further ahead, with Susie Michelsson running a strong race for Collingwood, establishing second place. Kate Seibold-Crosbie was keeping Renata Wiss at bay, and Anna Warland was a little further back. In the end, Martine Daniliuc proved too strong to win her first title in a time of 28:27. Susie Michelsson was in second place, representing Collingwood in 28:46, and Kate Seibold-Crosbie from Knox finished in 28:56 in third place.
I was hoping just to come a place because, I knew it was going to be tough for me over 8 kilometres. I normally don't really like to race anything over 6K, so I was surprised to win. I just kind of sat with the girls early for the first 2 laps. I think I pushed away a bit with about 3Ks to go. I sort of found myself alone at the front, so I just kind of kept going and held on.
Yeah, so it was good today, another silver, so I've got one better to do by the end of the season.
So the Australian Championships are next on the calendar?
Yeah, definitely. Looking forward to going down to Geelong and hopefully being competitive and back on the podium.
I'm just happy just to get back onto the podium. Haven't had a podium finish for a while now, so it's good just to come out here. I always like Bundoora, so it was nice to get back on the podium. I like to sit a little bit back in the field, probably the first lap or so, which is what I did, and I was probably in about 5th position, and I knew the last 2 laps were going to be hard, but I just wanted to sort of creep up into the field, so I got into 3rd, and I basically stayed there the whole time.
The final race on the program was the Open 12 kilometre race, and this was 4 laps of 3 kilometres, and very quickly Lee Troop, our leading distance runner, established himself with a lead group with Liam Adams, Toby, Raynor and Clinton Perrott, and they were together as they completed the first lap. They dropped off Clinton Perrott very soon, and then it was Troop, Adams and Raynor, and gaps began to appear in the second lap. Running behind them quite strong were Chris Hamer, Steve Dineen, Steve Monaghetti, Paul Fenn, who also looked like trying to bridge the gap but found it very, very difficult. Lee Troop continued the pressure and started to pull away from them. Liam Adams stuck to his task very strongly. By the last lap, Lee Troop was totally in command and pulling right away from the other runners, showing his excellent form, and went away to win comfortably this race from Liam Adams, who stuck to his task right to the very end and finished a very good second, with Toby Raynor from Glen Huntly still running on his toes, finishing 3rd.
Good, mate? Did it?
I've just been done off heavy work, and I've been sleeping in an altitude tent, so I've been really tired and heavy leg doing it all. So I think the great thing about today was that I really ran hard despite being tired, but I had Liam Adams and Toby Raynor pushing me the whole way, and you can't replicate that in any training session that you do. You know, to get here and have to really dig deep, being that tired and pushed all the way, can only help me, obviously, in 4 weeks' time. So credit to those 2 guys, because they're both really, really young. And Chris Hamer this year, he's had a fantastic year. I've been really impressed by the way he's run. So I would think that our distance running stocks over the next sort of 5 to 8 years looks really healthy.
Oh, I was rapt, yeah. Troopy's in great form. He's going into the Olympics in good form, so my aim was just to hang on to him as long as possible, but he's way too strong at the end. He deserved that win. I was a bit weak and sitting behind him the whole way, but yeah, he totally deserved it.
I knew Toby was going to hit it that hard, so I thought, he's in great form going to the Olympics, so I'll just sit on him for as long as I can, and just try to keep up with him, but so I was hurting a bit, but on the, I think it was the 3rd lap, I made it to the top of the hill, then he put in another surge, and they had my measure, so I was just fighting after that, but I fought back a bit and stayed in 3rd position, so I was happy with that, yeah. When you're running in these fields, when I had people like Chris Hamer, Clint Perrott and Steve Monaghetti, when you know they're in the field, you don't relax until you cross the finish line.
This has been the selection trials for the All Schools and also for the National Cross Country Championships. This were the state titles, of course. Here from Bundoora, signing out, Gene G.